Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Cater to Me, where we welcome all things, only things, specifically things, and strictly things that cater to us. All right. Today is Monday, which means that it's Role Model Monday, which means I have a role model. Okay. And the person that I chose for today is Marcus Garvey. Okay. That's big Marcus Garvey. Okay. And the reason why he's big Marcus Garvey is because he pretty much like the OG. He pretty much like the father of all the activists that exist today, and even you could say even to the activists that existed in like the mid 1900s and forward. Okay. And I say that because he was alive during the time that Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass was alive still. Okay, he was born around that time. Okay, yeah, he was born like the late 1800s. All right, and so he like the real OG, like he the real like father figure when it comes to this, do for yourself, okay? Have pride in yourself and your identity, okay? He's like one of the fathers, okay? And so yeah, that's how you could pretty much describe him, but he was just overall an activist, all right? For melanated people across the world, okay? And he was born in he was actually born in Jamaica. Okay, he was born in Jamaica, but his I believe it was either his granddad or his great granddad that was a slave. Okay, so he pretty much got like a first, because during this time in like 2023, we some generations down from slavery. Okay, or away from slavery. Okay, we like at least 8 or maybe 10 generations, you know past slavery. All right, but we still deal with that, slavery type of mindset when it comes to a lot of things. But yeah, Marcus Garvey, his grandparent was a slave, and so he got to witness and experience that oppression and that racism from he got to experience it up close pretty much. Okay, seeming that his grandfather was a slave. All right, and so that's what pushed him into actually learning about colonialism and like learning about racism and oppression. Okay, and as he began to learn about it, that's when he started to look around the world. He began to travel and everything, and noticed that this problem of, I guess this problem of oppression was, it was present throughout the whole entire world, okay? Throughout Africa, throughout the Caribbean, okay? Throughout North America, South America, okay? And so he was like, okay, well, this is, like a world problem then. This isn't only in the islands, only in Jamaica. This is a world problem. And so that's when he pretty much birthed his movement that was eventually called Garveyism, okay? And it was a movement that highlighted the fact that no matter where you went across the world, you know, you didn't see melanated people with their own government, with their own schools, with their own intuitions. I mean, not intuition, institutions. But yeah, no matter where you went across the world, it was like none of that belonged to, melanated people didn't have that for themselves. All right, during that time, they didn't have it for themselves. So part of the movement was connecting all melanated people or people of African descent, okay? Because we really, origin from all over the world. We really from all over the world, okay? But Africa is our main place of origin and where we branch from, okay? And so he wanted to create a movement that connected all people of African descent, which is all the melanated beings, okay? And yeah, he wanted to create oneness, okay? Because we didn't have our own systems, because we didn't have our own institutions, our own government nowhere around the world. So that's why he wanted to create oneness, all right? And so yeah, that's basically who he is. These are just going to be real brief, straight to the point, okay? Because I want y'all to look him up, okay? I really want y'all to look him up, okay? And yeah, look more into what he does, okay? I mean, what he did, okay? Because he was born in the late 1800s, so he's not physically here, but the works that he has done, like I said, he pretty much the father of all the activists that exist today, okay? And even in the mid 1900s, like I said. And yeah, but he wanted to create oneness, okay? So and one of the main ways he wanted to do that was you know pretty much encouraging a sense of respect, okay? No matter where you from in the world, no matter, if you live in Africa or live in North America or live, anywhere else in the world, he wanted you as a whole to identify as one. And he wanted you to create he wanted you to believe in basically a presence that was, fully supportive of you, okay? Even though he didn't put a religion on his movement or anything, because he wanted it to be for everybody of African descent, at the same time, he wanted you to disconnect from, the God that was given to you from your oppressor, okay? Because that's part of the reason why you're losing, because you still put faith and belief into this system, into this, entity that was given to you by your oppressor. So he wanted you to, as a whole, he wanted people, melanated people, people of African descent, he wanted them to pretty much create a belief of themselves as a whole that was a powerful, presence, that was a powerful that was powerful in itself, okay? He didn't want you to feel like, your oppressor is closer to the higher source. Your oppressor is, the closest thing to flawless, okay? He didn't want you to think your oppressor was directly related to the higher source or was more highly favored than you, okay? He wanted people of African descent to develop a sense of pride within themselves and to think of themselves as being, directly connected to a God that actually loves them, to a God that actually wants them to have better and to be better, okay? And so, yeah, he just wanted, people of African descent to really come together and believe and have pride and respect for each other as a whole, okay? And then, yeah, so he just really wanted to push the concept of creating a nation, okay? Because a nation is like a home, okay? And it's like a foundation, okay? And he highlighted that one of the reasons why melanated people were taken advantage of so badly across the world is because of their disorganization, is because of how spread out and separated they are and how, disconnected they are from each other. And so if you were to create an actual nation, which is like a home, that would basically lessen the chance of you being taken advantage of, okay? Because I think of it as like a child, you know, who's just out in the world with themselves, but it's like a child that don't have any parents, that don't have anybody to go home to and have anybody to tell when they're having a problem or when they need help with something. So if it's like, you know, I hope y'all stand with me what I'm trying to say. It's like, if you build a nation, that's pretty much like your home. That's pretty much your parent, okay? Because if you get in trouble on the individual level, you're going to have somebody to, you know, who's going to be able to support you, who's going to be able to, you know, help defend you, okay? But because we don't have a main foundation, because we don't have a main place to go back to, because we don't have like a main, you know, nation as a whole, is, you know, is you're going to be taken advantage of really easily, okay. And so yeah, he wanted to just create oneness across the globe so that, you know, and then he also, and with creating that oneness, he wanted people to because like I said, we really origin from all over the world, okay, you know, from all over the world, but Africa is being our main place of origin. He wanted people to even consider, you know, going back to, you know, their main place of origin and building up their foundations there, okay, so that, you know, it could belong to them again. Because like I said, you can go anywhere in the world and it's like nobody of African descent actually owns the land that they origin from. Nobody of African descent actually owns, you know, a large portion of land that actually belongs to, you know, them as a people. That's actually like a nation, okay? And that's why, you know, we lack respect, because you don't have that's why we lack respect for ourselves and across the world, because it's like you don't have anything, like you don't have a nation, you don't have a home, okay? It's a reason why other people are respected, other ethnicities are respected, because they built up a nation, okay? They, you know, they did, they built up a nation for themselves. They have their own institutions, their own schools, okay, their own government. That's why, you know, they're respected, because they know if they need to, they can go back and get their people to defend them, okay, and to be there for them, okay, and to create opportunities for them, okay. But like I said, melanated people across the globe, we don't, you know, we don't really have that as a whole, okay? So that's what he wanted to encourage, is building up your own nation with your own, you know, security, with your own government, with your own systems that work for you, that are for you, so that you could, you know, be, you know, abundant, so that you can grow and actually be able to create peace for yourself, okay? So this is a tarot based channel, so I will be pulling a tarot card. Okay, these are just life cards that have different pictures that depicts, you know, different energies that surround us throughout life. Okay, so they have cards that represent happiness, cards that represent sadness. Okay, they have just different depictions of the energies that are around us. Okay, and everything is energy, so that's how it's going to be able to show me what I need to see based off of, you know, my energy. Okay, so right now, I just want to see what type of energy did Marcus Garvey want to encourage. Okay, what type of energy did he want, you know, melanated people to embody? Okay, what type of energy did he want melanated people to embody? All right. Okay, we got the King of Wands upright. Okay, the King of Wands upright knows what he needs to do, okay, but this for men and women, okay. The King of Wands upright knows what he needs to do, knows what he needs to change, knows what he wants, and he goes directly towards it, okay, and he doesn't let anything throw him off a course, okay. He knows his end goal, okay. So in regards to Marcus Garvey, he wanted to encourage the energy of, you know, knowing what you need, knowing that you need your own nation, knowing that you need your own foundation, and just going straight towards it, okay. no if, ands, or but. This is like alpha masculine energy. Okay, it's just taking pure action, doing what needs to be done, coming together. Okay, getting the work done. Okay. Yeah, that's King of Wands. It's like nobody could stop the King of Wands, okay? And I think that's a goat at the top of his little throne thing. And the goat is known for climbing that mountain no matter how long it takes, no matter how hard it is. So it's like reaching for what you know is necessary, no matter how much readjusting you got to do, no matter how much work it takes. Okay, it's seeing what the problem is, seeing that is we lack unity. Okay, seeing that we don't have our own foundation. It's seeing that and my bad, y'all. It's seeing that and going towards what we need to do to actually fix that. Okay, with no hesitation. Okay, alpha masculine energy. Okay, and with this red, it's like that also represent having a strong foundation. That's related to the root chakra. That's having a strong foundation. You can't really build anything stable and solid without some form of oneness, without some form of a foundation. Okay. Okay, so he wanted to encourage the energy of foundation building. Okay, so that's why I said he's pretty much like the father of all the activists that exist today that encourage doing for yourself, building your own foundations. Okay, building up things that benefit you and cater to you. Okay, because that's what he really was teaching. Okay, and he was one of the earliest people to teach that, seeming that he was just born in the late 1800s. Okay, and yeah, he was one of the people to really create, he was one of the people to really gather the attention of the world during that time era. Okay, so that's why I say he's the father. Okay, because during that time era, he was one of the first people to gather the attention of the whole world. Okay, then I feel like everybody else really came into play. But of course, I think it was people before him, but he did it on, like I said, of the whole world. He was able to gather the attention of the whole world. Okay, doing what he teaching what he teaches. Okay, and so yeah, that's why I say he's pretty much like the founder of like doing for yourself. Okay, because he was one of the first people to gather the attention of the world at such an early age. Okay, y'all. Okay, so just look him up, look further into him. Okay, yeah, I know I am. Okay, but you can look further into him. Okay, and also if you haven't seen my past Role Model Monday posts, be sure to check those out. Okay, and yeah, just be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, thank you.